Hi lovely people, thank you so much for tuning in to another video of mine. Today I'm going to talk about my labor and delivery story. Yay! If you haven't already subscribed, then yeah, do hit the subscribe button and definitely give me a thumbs up. And for those who have subscribed, thank you so much, I really appreciate you. So my baby was always, not always, but she would dip a little bit under the growth chart. So obviously the doctor decided it's best just to get her out. She was already full term, there was nothing serious, nothing to worry about. So you know, we decided, okay fine, let's just do it. I was watching like a few videos about inductions. There was quite a lot of scary ones, very little positive one. Just to know, my video, it is a positive induction story. So if you are going to get induced, then do you know what, don't even worry about it. Honestly, I don't know what it's like when you're not induced, but it's definitely not as scary as I thought it was going to be. First of all, she checked to see how dilated I was, and then she started with the hormone tablet. Like, I was really nervous about them checking to see how dilated I was. I didn't hear good things about it, so I was really tense. I was just like, okay, is it gonna hurt? She was just like, don't worry, I'll be gentle. She was really nice, by the way. So she checked, and I was I don't even think at that time I was anything, or maybe I was 1 centimeter, something like that. But it was nothing, guys. It was seriously nothing. Yeah, nothing had happened, so we need to put a second one in. So we did. We put in a second one. I was more familiar with how it was gonna happen, so I was just like, okay, cool, I know what to expect. Just try and take my mind off it. So yeah, so she put the second one in. And I remember next to me there was a lady. She was on the phone and she was saying how they've put 3 in, nothing has happened, and she was sounding really distressed, and you know, so I was just like, wow, okay, so this thing can take a really long time. Obviously visiting hours stop at 8 o'clock, so by 8 o'clock everyone had gone. It was just everyone had gone and it was just me by myself. This was on the 29th, okay, 29th of March. So I feel like I started to get contractions and I was like, oh, it's getting quite painful. And guys, like, it literally hit me. I was in so much pain, I could not even walk properly. I could not even walk straight. I was literally like on the floor. I was like rolling, I was like crying. And then when the nurses would come and do their rounds, they'll just be like, oh, don't worry, it's okay. One of the midwives, I felt like she was a little bit like on edge, or like a bit rude. I was just, because they gave me a cover and it was dirty, it had stain on it. So I took it, I went back and I was just like, can I get a new cover, because this one is dirty, it's got stain in it. And then literally her eyes, guys, she literally rolled her eyes in front of me, thinking I did not see her. So I was already feeling like upset. Like, I was already like upset, guys. I was just like, you know, there was nobody with me, my emotions were all over the place, I was in pain, I don't know what was going on. So my mom and everything was like calling me throughout the night to see like, are you okay, what's happening, anything happening? And at that time I was like fed up, I was crying, I was just like, it hurts, it hurts. And I was on the floor. So when the midwife came, she literally saw me on the floor, and then she was just like, so do you want some diamorphine? And at that time I was just like, yes. She was, no, I don't even think she said diamorphine, she said, do you want some painkiller? It's just like an injection. So at that time I wasn't even thinking, I was just like, yes. She was like, it's gonna help. I was just like, okay, like anything, just give it to me. I felt this gush and it was so nice, it was so relieving, and I was like, ah! Like, it really, like, I didn't know what it was really weird. It was really weird, and I was like, oh, what's that? And then there was just like water coming out of me, and I literally like tried to get off the bed. I was wobbly, I was like literally like dragging myself to the midwives, and I was just like, I think my waters are broken. And they were like, okay, it's okay, that's fine, we'll just come and check what's happening and blah blah blah. They were really calm about it, and I was like really panicking. So they obviously put you onto these machines, and then they need to monitor a baby's heart rate, and obviously they need to monitor your heart rate. During that time, baby's heart rate kept on like dropping a bit. And then coming back up, and they were saying that basically she was maybe like holding on to the placenta, and then which would obviously make her heart rate go down, and then she'll let it go. Whatever she was doing in there was basically making her go up and down. I had a pneumothorax previously. They were a little bit concerned about my lung capacity or me being able to like push for a really long time, so they were making all of these plans like, listen, we're gonna give you about an hour just to try and push. If you're not able to push, then we'll just, you know, try and assist you, maybe take you to theatre. We spoke about having a cesarean, we spoke about loads of different options, and I was just like, okay, that's fine. Guys, I couldn't even retain the information at that time. I was just tired. I was like, okay. It then started on the drip. Now, if it was something that I was not prepared for, it was those intense contractions. Okay, so just before she put me on the drip, so she had to check again how dilated I was. So she checked, and then she did like a little sweep, and then my waters, all of it finally gushed out, and she was like, oh, and I was like, oh, this is a good sign. So yeah, so that was good. So I didn't need to do anything else, because obviously she mentioned about putting like a balloon type of thing inside, which will mimic the pressure from baby's head to help break the waters. I didn't need anything. My waters broke naturally. I only needed 3 of those tablet things. They only checked if I was dilated twice, so I didn't need them to go in and out like too many times. So then when she put me on the drip, I was like just sitting there. I was like, okay, it's calm. And then she was like, are you feeling anything yet? And I was like, no, it's fine. And then I started feeling like this pressure and this pain, and I was just like, oh, okay, it's coming. And then I could bear it, And then she was like, okay, well, if you want to try the gas and air, should we practice how it's going to be so when it gets intense? I was like, okay, yeah, cool, let's try it. So I was very sane then, okay, like everything was fine. I could bear the pain. So I was trying on the gas and air, and she was like showing me how to do it. Guys, those contractions intensified from 0 to 100 really quickly. I was just like, so what now? Like, I was literally, I literally thought to myself, if this is gonna go on through the whole day, I'm gonna say my goodbyes. Like, I was ready to be like, goodbye guys, goodbye, because I was just like, oh, like people go through this like for days. I mean, not days, but like more than a day. Like, I couldn't even do it half a day. Like, I don't know, but I was literally like in excruciating pain, guys, to the point where she was just like, do you want epidural? So I was like, yes, I want the epidural. So the pneumothorax that I had, they didn't want basically me to have so much pressure with the pushing, just in case the intensity of the pain and the pushing gave me another pneumothorax. Like, I had the epidural, guys, and I had it in the middle of a contraction. I was like, because obviously you can feel the contractions coming on before they get really intense, and then they were like, hold still, and I was just like, because it was so painful. I don't even know how in the world I held still, but I did. Okay, I really did. It was getting so intense. I was just like, guys, I feel like I'm gonna poo. Like, I feel like I'm really gonna poo. And they were like, no. She was like, no, don't worry, just don't push. And I was just like, no, really, because I could literally feel like so much pressure. Like, I felt like there was something, like so much pressure. And at 8 o'clock, when they were doing the handover, and I was literally like, guys, like, I think I'm gonna be like, I have food, like, guys. One of the midwives checked, and she was like, oh, I can see their head, and then literally like rushed everything, guys. Nobody expected it. Like, 8 o'clock was when things was like getting so intense, and I was doing the handover. 8:22, guys, my baby girl came out. She was like coming out, and then she would like go back in. Was coming out, and then she was like go back in. Then on the 4th push, guys, she literally leaked out. Like, she leaked out. I didn't lose too much blood. They took out the placenta like easily. Like, I didn't even feel it as much. I was just like taking the gas in there. There was a little bit of like a scary moment where she stopped breathing for a little bit. I was out of it with the gas in there, but all in all, she was healthy. Even though she was on the small side, she was healthy. She was beautiful. She's amazing, and she's changing. She's changing my life. I feel blessed.
Hey. Hey, gorgeous.
My induction wasn't even as bad. The only thing that I would do different would be to not have an epidural. My epidural actually didn't work because I felt everything, so I just regret having that. But apart from that, if I had to get induced again, I wouldn't be scared. When I will have another baby, I'm not going to be scared. That's my labor and delivery story. Baby girl is here, and we're living life.
Hi guys, came to the hospital. So yeah, we're just here on Mother's Day. You okay, honey? Mother's Day, having got a nice bouquet of flowers. That's what she's doing right now. Laying down feeding. And we're here.
So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. Please comment below if you did have if you were induced and what your experience was. I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and yeah, like I said, subscribe. Peace out.